That's how we start every video.
He's been finger over the beginning of every single video.
Usually just to make them laugh. So we have our first guest. This is our first guest.
Mr. Gore Jones.
Hi.
Cole, what's your real name?
James.
We've known Gore for a long time. We buy our comic books from Gore, and I was thinking when we were recording, it's like, I called him Gore since the day I met him.
Yeah, I know.
That's like the best kept secret in the comics on Staten Island.
But even now at the new comic store, they call you Gore.
Yeah.
Like, nobody calls you by your first name.
No.
Even Ron.
Yeah.
That's right.
And it's funny though, because like they'll transition between either or. Like I know if it's something serious when I hear James, it's like okay.
Like your mom calling you.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Using your middle name.
Yeah.
So when we started this, one of the goals was to have people on and let them show their collections off. Gore was the first one to volunteer to come on.
Yep.
So hopefully after this video, a lot of other people volunteer to come on.
Once we realize that no damage is done,
Yeah.
relatively.
We don't get in trouble.
We're going to check out what Gore has brought for us today.
But before we do that, check out Brian. It's a full view.
Yeah, I don't like it.
That's why I sat him there. We get to look at his chicken legs. So we know Gore. We've been buying comic books from Gore for probably over 10 years. Probably more than that
Yeah,
now.
more than that.
Because, I mean, how long? It's been gone for 5, right?
Yeah.
At our original comic store, Comic Book Jones. Now at our new comic store, Jim Hanley's Universe.
JHU Comic Books.
Comic Books. Check them out online if you haven't. If you're in the New York area, visit them. There's one in Manhattan. There's one on Staten Island. I can't say I'm there every week. Mrs. Foley's there every week. So
I'm there almost every week.
Mrs. Foley picks up my stuff.
Almost every week.
Yeah.
Well, you have a pull list again?
Of course.
Really?
Yeah.
How long is this one running for?
Oh, it hasn't changed in a long time.
I'm just saying. I know that it was running and canceled and running and canceled.
Yeah, no, yeah.
It was a
when
long running
Jones
joke.
was like a
Cancel
constant
it.
change.
And
Yeah.
Wait, no, I don't want to buy it. Yeah. So I'm assuming Gore collects comics. We know. What else do you collect?
Toys. Mostly just comics and toys nowadays. I've cut back a lot. Just because of space constrictions.
So where do you display your
Money?
stuff? You have it.
My house.
You have it displayed.
Yeah, in my apartment above
Okay.
my parents' house. And my wife is into it to a point.
Does she collect too?
Kind of yes, kind of no. She's a Nightmare Before Christmas collector.
Okay.
So it's an easy
taste.
like gimme.
Right. No. You
Where it's
always
like
get
you
her
get
something.
this space,
Right,
I get this space. Exactly right.
Same thing
it's
in my
like,
house.
I brought this home, but I brought you this home.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. No. Now it's all right.
Oh, I use that all the time. We're gonna go to this comic store, but there's a bookstore next to
Yeah.
it, so you can go buy books.
Yeah.
My wife collects, like vases, jars, and like to just it's her big thing. And pocketbooks. Her and my girls have tons of pocketbooks. Both my kids collect like a lot. My youngest collects everything.
Yeah, I got it from my dad. My dad's a big Beatles and Bond collector.
Right.
Like, you think this is bad? I gotta show you pictures of my basement.
Yeah.
My father has a 6-foot mannequin of James Bond that he
Really?
literally built. He bought the mannequin from England, put a suit on it that he used to wear, and then bought a Sean Connery latex mask
It has that.
and put it on there.
That's incredible.
Got the PP7, the cigarette in the other hand. He used to have it to where it would light up. And it would go ba-da-da-da-da-da-da.
And he did it all himself. He made
Yeah.
That's
Everything he did
awesome.
it himself. But it's scary as shit at 2 o'clock in the morning when you kind of go to the bathroom and you walk past it and it goes da-da-da-da.
Oh, so it was censored too?
Yeah,
It
it
was-
was on a light
that is
sensor.
That's
Brilliant.
awesome. And does he
That's
collect like
amazing.
other stuff with James Bond or?
Everything, you name it. We literally have a standing rule in our house and it goes for everyone. Mother, father. You see something James Bond, you buy it. If he already has one, now he's got
They
two.
had stuff at Main Street.
Oh, I'm sure.
He had in box. He only had, and I've never seen James Bond stuff out. I've never seen it at a toy shop. I've never seen him at any other shop. He had in box they're from the '60s, I think, right? The car.
Yeah, he's got a lot of stuff. He's got like Odd Job Rubber Doll. He's got like 2 of those. Those are like
That must not
something
be easy to
ridiculous.
find that stuff.
No, because he used to go to the 007 conventions
Right.
when they had them in the 70s in Manhattan. And that's how he would get all the import stuff. Plus, he was a member of Her Majesty's Secret Service Collectibles, which was like a James Bond fan club that you could order stuff
Before
from.
the internet.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you would just get a catalog and it would just tell you like what it was, and you would just be like, yeah, that sounds cool, and order it, and you know, it shows up. And
So
it's
he's
like
been collecting
either
for a
huge
long
or-
time.
That's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's like the stuff you could get from the back of Starlog and Fangoria
Yeah.
years back. Those
Exactly.
catalogs.
Right.
Yeah.
Do they still have James Bond conventions?
Yeah.
And he still goes?
He hasn't been to one in a long time.
In
but-
the city still? No, they're all over the...
They're all over,
the
yeah,
country.
yeah.
Wow, I had no idea there was that big of a... So
Nowadays-
you come from a collecting family.
Oh yeah.
I don't. See, no,
Yeah.
Me neither. Yeah.
My parents don't collect anything. My mom collects Snow White, and she's gonna message me after this and say, "You mentioned me again in the video." My dad doesn't collect it, but my family does. Like his brothers and my cousins all have like weird collections. Like,
Oh wait, you know what? My dad does he collects coins, and he collects. He used to collect. I don't know if he still does, but he used to collect the Hess trucks. Remember those
Oh,
used to
yeah,
come out
yeah.
every
Wow.
year for Christmas? Yeah, he used to get all those.
so it's weird that you come from a family where you fall. Send us a picture of that
Oh,
Vatican. I'd
I
like to
will.
put that up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that would be
definitely.
awesome. So what did you bring us to show?
let's see.
We asked Gore to bring us some of his collectibles.
I brought a smattering of some good stuff. So I brought a couple graded books,
Nice.
just
Okay.
because they're
Why
the
not?
easiest to bring.
They
Funny
can't
enough,
get damaged.
right? And funny enough, I was watching this morning, and I saw it on the top 20.
Oh,
9.8.
okay. I just rewatched this movie with my
I
daughter,
just rewatched it this morning.
and I can't believe how good it was compared to what I thought it was.
So what Gore's talking about is the top 20 most toys, and it's
Yeah.
Oh,
Ryan's-
the Jared figure.
Brian's
that you're
favorite
talking about.
toy
Yeah, yeah,
ever
yeah.
made.
Yeah.
Brian has one under his pillow right now.
God, that's
That is awesome. 9.8 too.
Labyrinth. That is awesome. Awesome.
That's a beautiful, beautiful copy.
So I
You
listened to-
bought it graded, or you got it graded?
actually my friend Jeff from Comic Dunes gave it to me as a
Wow.
birthday gift last year.
Wow.
Let me see that.
I was sitting there talking to him about how much I love Jim Henson and the Muppets, and next thing you know, he comes walking in and hands me that.
It's the movie. Rewatching it, Bowie is just nobody could have done it.
So good.
Nobody else.
You know
could
what's
have done
funny
it.
though? I was
It's
like,
amazing.
if you watch it on Hulu, they have the trailer, and in the trailer, they mention three things:
Yep.
Jim Henson, George Lucas, and
Dave Bowie. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So it's like,
The imagination of Jim Henson.
Who are you?
I've brought you a gift.
What is it?
It's a crystal. It'll show your dreams. That is further than you think.
The wizardry of George Lucas.
See? There's nothing to be afraid of.
She should have given up by now. She must be stopped!
The excitement of David Bowie.
Everything I've done for you. I move the stars for no one. You've run so long, run so far.
Three extraordinary talents take you to a world of fantasy and adventure. The world of Labyrinth.
so it's like, he was the force to be reckoned
Right,
with.
right.
Music, movies, art.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
I'm betting there's not many 9.8 to this.
No, I don't
there's
think
not many
so.
graded. Of that.
No, I definitely don't think so. I don't know for sure. I haven't checked the census, but I'm assuming there isn't because I kind of did a little research this morning to have something to talk
I'm
about.
betting
Yeah.
there's not.
And I mean, a 9.8, this is going for like $500. In a
Nice.
newsstand, it's going for almost $1,200.
Like that newsstand.
So, and I mean, this is
Correct, there you
86.
go.
The newsstands were fairly prevalent,
Yeah,
you
they're
know,
still
like
out there,
50-50,
yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, it's
Yeah.
not like crazy to
Yes.
not be able to get it, but,
That's a beautiful copy of that.
you know,
Yeah.
one of my favorite movies, favorite
Great.
singers.
That is a great
So,
movie.
Do you like the comic though too?
Love it.
All right.
I actually have the oversized version the Marvel Super
the treasury
movie special.
The treasury,
yeah,
Yeah, those big ones, right? Yeah. Oh.
That is awesome. He has a bag of tricks with him.
You-
Yeah. It's,
Pull out a bunch of amazing.
This is a goodie.
He started off with a good one. Piqued Brian's interest right away.
top cat.
Witchblade Tomb Raider #1, signed by the late great Michael Turner
Nice.
and David Wohl.
Wow. And it's,
Wow.
so you got them signed? Or you bought
No,
it like
I
that?
actually bought it signed, but I had it sent out to CBCS to get its signature
And it's a
certified
9.4.
in a
That's
9.4.
beautiful.
Yeah, hold that up and see. Get a close look at that. Nice.
Look, that is really nice. That is a nice book.
Very cool.
Wow. And they verified the signatures
Yeah.
too.
Well, that's the thing. You send it out to CBCS, it's like
They-
$35, and they'll certify your signature for you. So if you buy a pre-signed book of some kind, you could send it out to CBCS.
Just to make sure that that's how that is.
Right, otherwise you get the green label from CGC.
That says it's
Yeah, so I'm on like a Michael Turner kick as of late, kind of an Image as a whole kick, because I really feel like Image is going to have their day in the sun.
They got a lot of good books out right now.
Well, not even just that, but like their heyday, the beginning.
Oh, the beginning, the early Image universe.
Dude, find me a Spawn 1 newsstand.
Oh, no.
It's
one.
impossible.
I
And
got
if
one
you
in
do,
the drawer.
it's
Yeah.
a couple $100.
Do you have a newsstand? Yeah.
I bought it when it first came out.
I
I have all those.
I have it
When
from the
Image
comic
came
store.
out, that's when I was at the peak of my collecting.
Me
And
too.
I bought every single title of
That
that.
was
every
where
variant.
I really started to
I
collect.
bought
That was
every single
like,
title they came out.
I genuinely felt like this was my company. These were my characters. This was my
Right.
foot in the door, because you had Marvel and DC that had, 40, 80 years worth of history at this
Right,
point.
right.
That,
You
if
just
you didn't
jumped
know
in.
anything about it, you couldn't really just
couldn't.
jump in.
Yeah.
Whereas Image, it was, Spawn #1. I'm on
Jumped
the
in.
ground floor. I know
Right.
what's going
Youngblood,
on.
Yeah.
I
Right,
know nothing
exactly.
about them till today.
Right.
It's funny how that Spawn #1 sat around for years and did nothing.
Yeah.
And you could find it in dollar bins, and you could find it really cheap. And within the last 5 years or so, it has gone it's ridiculous.
It's because McFarlane, because the fact that he himself has grown the company beyond just the comics.
He's really the only
fact
one
that
left,
he's
right?
doing all these figures.
He's really the only one left.
Well,
From the original ones,
not necessarily. I mean, Eric Larson's been doing Savage Dragons.
right?
since
Savage
day
Dragon's
one.
running for
Always will.
right.
Always
That's the
has,
longest
never
running
stopped.
comic
Yeah,
right now, right?
That's literally one of the longest running comics
Yeah.
going right now.
Yeah, Jim Lee's back. He's head of
Jim Lee's
DC
back.
now.
Rob Liefeld is
Yeah, Rob Liefeld.
Being him.
Mark Silvestri's another one that's kind of
He's in and out.
He's in and out, but
I mean, Kirkman, when he enters the fray, and
Yeah.
some of the stuff he's putting out.
Void Rivals.
Oh, he was.
Killer.
We were
Rivals
just
is
talking.
good
We were
stuff.
just talking
Great,
about
killer.
it.
Incredible.
He
Absolutely incredible.
finally started reading it, right?
What are you talking about?
You weren't reading it from the beginning. I suggested.
Yeah,
that
you're
to
right.
you.
I did get 1 and 2 at the same time.
Yeah,
so yeah, I
because
didn't
you
pick
missed it,
up
and I
when
was
came
like,
out.
"This is what you got to be reading.
Yeah,
This
no,
is
it's
made for
great.
you."
Great.
Yeah.
It is great.
It's great. That is great. That's another. Look,
Right.
I can't. Are they getting progressively better?
Yeah.
Because I have no idea where is this going to go if these
It's
are
all
getting
planned out.
better.
You'll like the last one. That I promise.
Where is this
This
going
I
to
brought
go?
for you. Speaking of McFarlane, this is the Batman 423
Oh, that's the.
Fan Expo.
oh, that's
This
beautiful.
is the
That's beautiful.
the foil that they just put out recently that I had sent out.
Nice.
You got it and sent it out.
Yeah.
And then you got a 9.8 on it.
Yep.
Oh, that's great.
Wow.
That's a great cover.
It's probably going to reflect everything.
Yeah, no, you're never going to be able
No
to
way
see
I'm going to
that.
get that one. I have no idea how. If I get closer, you're never going to. I'll have to take a
It's
picture of
too shiny.
it. That is an awesome looking cover.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
And graded at
Yeah,
9.8.
That
Wow,
is
that is
beautiful,
awesome.
huh?
And again,
I can't imagine where you're going.
at his best.
Yeah.
At the height of his
yeah.
career at DC.
Yep. Was this during year 2? The year
Yeah.
2 story?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's nice.
That was like the third part of this.
Yeah.
the
That-
four shoes.
great.
Great
great.
cover.
But yeah,
That is-
this is something we'll.
You really can't even see.
Something
But
to
that's
share.
again, if you're getting progressively better, I can't imagine where we're going to end on.
Oh, man.
He's got an Action Comics #1 in there.
I got something better.
That would explain the guys in
actually.
uniform with guns back here.
Yeah, why did you have security guards with you today?
Why did
So
I know
this
what that
means
one
the
is.
most to me.
I know what that
and
one
to
is.
you, and to you.
I have that.
So This is actually the only one on the census.
Really?
Only one on the census.
Did you get one? You don't have one.
No,
You don't have one.
Oh no.
You see it, right?
Yes, the Comic Book Jones cover. That is incredible.
It's the only one. The variant.
I busted my ass to get this done.
yeah,
I remember.
That is amazing.
I worked and at a point owned a part of Comic Book Jones.
So Comic Book Jones was our comics shop. Me and Brian shopped there for many, many years. Unfortunately, they went out of business.
Without a doubt, the best comic shop on Staten Island.
Yeah.
At the time.
It was fantastic. It
At
was.
the time.
It was. And actually, did you see our video on the Geekery?
Yeah.
And he built.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
built the Geekery. Built his comic shop based on
Yeah, thinking about them.
on Comic Book Jones and how inviting it was and how it was welcoming to everyone that came in. They had an area where kids could sit and read. And they did one cover, right? One cover special for the shop.
Yep.
And every one of us who was shopping at the time bought this. I have it in my collection here now. Actually came across the reason. I was like, I remember when they did that. And Gore
Yeah.
pushed hard for them to get one.
So I literally got this from the ground up. A friend of mine, Danny Ward, works for Valiant. She reached out to me and said that they had the book coming out and they were offering retailers a store exclusive. And they gave you tiers with different artists that you could work with. So we lucked out, and by the grace of God, one of our customers actually heard me talking with Sacco about this and came in and was like, whatever you need, I got you. Let's do this.
Because you had to sell a certain amount, right?
Yeah, you had
to
it was something like you had to pre-order 1,500 copies.
and that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like a lot.
God,
1,500 for a new Valiant book
Yeah,
is a
it's-
lot.
that's
it's
a
a
lot.
lot.
That's a lot.
That's
of
a lot.
You know,
copies.
this isn't a Marvel #1. It's not a DC #1. It's not even an Image #1. You know, it's a very hard sell to begin with, and then to have 1,500 copies. It sounds like a lot, but when you physically see it, and it's like 10 long boxes worth of books,
Yeah.
it's a lot.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, a Valiant copy, a Valiant title would probably sell, like, if they sold 6,000 a month, they're doing really, really
Right,
well.
exactly.
So
Right.
15, you're doing
So-
1,500 of
So you're doing
one.
a full quarter of a great sale for them.
So I pushed and pushed and pushed and made every back and forth emails, conversations over the phone, late nights, talking, working, doing whatever I had to do, and I got it done. And this is the outcome.
That
And
is
it's-
awesome.
And we had the signing with Fred Van Lente and Sue Lee, and that was awesome. And it's a memory I'll
It was a
never
big,
forget.
it was a big
and
deal.
It's a big
when you
deal
did
to the
that.
store.
It was,
Yeah,
it really was. For all of us that shopped there all the time, it was a big deal that you got your own variant cover. That was, and every one of us bought it, except apparently Brian. Now, what happened to? How many did you sell? Did you sell all 1,500? No.
No.
So where did they end up? Where are they now?
They're gone. They're gone. Yeah. When the store went under, the books went with the person that bought everything,
Yeah.
and then from there they went to storage. From storage,
Hey, were you now? Did they come back to you?
to
Because you ended up with all that stuff, didn't you?
a majority of it, but
JHU
not
ended
like
up with
the
it.
actual books. The books got sold off,
He was selling off a piece at a time.
and then
Like that.
eventually had to sell off the whole
we want
storage
to
spot.
we want to have him on at some point too.
Yeah. So,
You could tell that
but yeah, unfortunately
wish
they
he
wound
was.
up with someone else. And
So
I
you don't know
what
where
they're
they are
doing
now?
I don't know.
and how many were left about?
There's got to be at least like 800 floating around, something like that.
I mean, have you ever seen one?
no,
I've
no.
never seen
It's
one.
funny
out.
because I'd always expected to kind of come across one at like
Right.
a yard sale,
Right,
or
and
a
be
flea
like,
market
oh,
or
look at
something.
that.
It's like, oh, hey,
A
guess
dollar.
what?
and you would
Yeah.
buy it, right? And you would buy it.
No,
Because
And
people
you've
wouldn't
never-
people
never
wouldn't
yet.
realize what it was.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
or wouldn't care. So if you didn't know Comic Book
Yeah.
Jones, you wouldn't care that this was a Comic Book Jones exclusive cover.
Right.
But if one of us saw it, and you've heard from no one else's, I've never seen one.
nope.
Because
And
if
I've
I
asked
saw it,
about it,
I would
too.
100% pick it up. if
Yeah,
I
of
saw it.
course.
All of you out there in internet land might want to go on the hunt.
So it has
Start
to have
looking for
the
these.
Comic Book Jones on it. So it's a variant cover there, and it was put out by Comic Book Jones, which was a local Staten Island comic shop for many years. If you've ever come across one, or if you ever see one,
Pick it up.
Pick it up.
It's a
and
rare-
message us.
it's a
Let us
rarity.
know.
Yeah.
Valiant fans go crazy for this stuff to begin with, and this. I mean, I was mailing this across country
Yeah.
for weeks. People were hitting me up constantly. I'll take 10. I'll take 5.
Yeah,
20.
Valiant's got a dedicated fan base.
Dedicated.
And they do those,
ferocious.
and they're very good to the comic shop.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they want to help them out by doing this. How many issues did Sidewalks go?
I think it went 5. It was a 5-issue mini.
That was a reboot of an
it was
older.
a reboot of an older story.
I remember it. Yeah, I think I remember the older ones from the 90s.
The original ones were it had a foil like hologram-ish cover, and it was like all like die cut to Psylords.
Yeah.
Now, how many of that, number one, how many comic shop exclusives did they do? How many different comic shops did they sell them at?
I think it was 10 across
So
the
there
country.
was 10 different ones?
Yeah, it was 10 different ones. And again, you offered different tiers depending on how many you were looking to take. So as far as I know, we were the only ones that got this tier.
Okay.
So that was our cover. And once it was set in stone, no one else was able to get it.
Okay.
Which is why we got
You're the
Sue
only
Lee to
one that
come
had, right.
to sign
And
her cover.
That's fantastic. You gonna do Jim Haley ones at some point? JHU, I'm sorry.
I mean-
I keep calling it the old name.
They've done it in the past.
Right.
They did it with Spider-Man. They did it with Avengers. Yeah, I'd love to. I was trying to push to get something for the more recent Transformers, but again, you know, anywhere is above
It's costly.
a couple hundred
Expensive,
comics is
sure.
expensive and hard to push unless you have a huge internet presence or, you know, you have multiple locations. You know, granted, we have multiple locations and we have an internet presence, but still, it's hard to push
hard to push
1,500
1,500
copies,
copies.
2,000 copies.
Especially
3,000
nowadays, where
copies.
like 80,000 copies for a Marvel book is like considered an amazing number.
Right, exactly.
You know, it's not like the early 90s where they'd sell like 1.3
No.
million copies
No,
of
they-
X-Men.
no.
Or- yeah.
They don't sell that anymore.
Right, yeah. So,
But that's, we're actually, we've gone to a bunch of comic shops, and you've probably seen our videos that we visit comics. We haven't visited Jim Haley because we want to get our numbers up before we come to you guys.
Yeah.
Our plan is to definitely do one on you guys.
Yeah.
But we have to be a little bit. We want you guys to sell bigger to everyone.
So,
Okay.
I know this image.
this is just a regular old Spider-Man postcard.
Yeah.
Right? Nice little John Romita.
John
Okay.
Romita, that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So, my wife calls me and says, there's a guy selling books around the corner from the house. Get over here quick.
On Staten Island.
On Staten Island.
Okay.
So, I come home. We take a walk over. He's got a, decent amount of books.
Did you know the guy? Was he?
No.
No, it wasn't not someone who shops in the
Somebody,
stores. No one you knew.
some random guy in the neighborhood who just happened to put a table out and had a bunch of like power saws and
Oh, 'cause
drills.
he was doing a yard sale and he
just
had
doing a yard
comics.
sale and he had comics. It's okay. So we bought some books from him.
Of course.
He had a bunch of Batman,
Cheap
Spider-Man.
too, right? I
Yeah.
assume it was a yard sale. The thing we all want to do at some point.
Right.
Find a yard sale. We're like, holy cow! What is
Yeah.
this?
So-
This guy doesn't know what he has.
I haggled and I got, whatever. Okay, so we got in the car and we're sitting there and I'm flipping through everything. I'm looking at the conditions and we're oohing it on and
Get
I'm
anything good?
explaining it to her. I actually got a Batman 423 first printing.
Okay.
In like,
Nice.
high grade.
So the guy was a collector, or wasn't it?
Sure enough, he actually wasn't a collector. Someone owed him money and gave him 2 long boxes of comics as payment.
Okay.
Which was pretty funny. So,
That is really, and he had no idea what he had.
no
How
idea.
much money could that pay off, really?
Depends on what's in there.
Yeah, I mean,
Depends
he
on what's
had
in
some
there.
I guess.
decent
Yeah.
stuff.
But you wouldn't know though. So you could, if you don't
If
know
you're not a
comics, you
collector,
don't
you don't
know.
know.
Yeah, somebody could just be like, "Yeah, that's $300 worth
And
of
you-
stuff right there," and you're like,
Right.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, sure. Why not?
And then I'll have a yard sale and sell them.
right."
And you're not going to make 300.
So okay, so we're in the car and we're sitting there and we're
And you bought this
talking.
from the guy. This is one.
Well, actually, I didn't even know this was in
Okay.
there. So
Oh.
So we're sitting there, right, and I'm going over the books and I'm explaining everything to her, what's what, what it really is worth,
Why
what
you
we
bought
just paid
that,
for
what-
it,
yeah.
et cetera, et cetera. Okay, and then all of a sudden, this falls out.
So you didn't buy that. It was
No.
tucked in
It was
something
tucked
else.
in one of the books as like a
Okay.
bookmark or whatever. So
You see what it is, don't you?
I do, and the yard,
you're,
the guy,
you're behind him.
the
You
guy
see what
running
it
the
is.
yard sale is probably, if he ever sees this,
I'm pretty sure he's not watching us. Kind of sure.
so it falls out and I see it and I'm like, oh wow, cool, John Romita, I know this, I've seen this image,
Yeah.
I've seen it as a poster, whatever.
Yeah.
And then she goes, there's something on the back, and I was like, what's on the back? Oh, it just so happens to be Stanley's signature.
What's on the back?
Stanley,
Stanley
91.
dated signature from 1991. And so this comes out of another comic. You don't even buy this. This
No.
is not what you buy.
Yeah, no.
You buy something else, and it falls out, and that's
Yeah,
What is
it just
that?
like
I-
literally fell out onto my leg and just.
I hear a distant howl of agony from some guy at a garage sale.
there's no way that guy's watching us right now.
So
That
yeah,
is-
it's like
But that's the biggest thing you get out of that.
Oh
whole
yeah,
thing.
that
you get a
like
Stanley
crushes everything that I just bought.
that you didn't even that you probably wouldn't have even bought if he was selling, because it probably would have been too much money.
Yeah.
And it just falls out.
Yeah. It's like the Grail
Yard sales.
story of yard sales.
Telling you,
That is crazy.
yard sales. That is fantastic.
You were just saying we should go to more garage sales.
What did I just? I
You-
said it
you
the other
should.
day.
They're so
I
much
said
fun.
the other day
They're
that
so
we
much
should
fun.
do that. I have been
They
saying
really
that to
are.
my wife for years, and she will not go to yard sales with me.
Yeah.
She does not want to go to yard sales.
Why?
Because she does not. We had a bunch for many years. We would raise money for my daughter's soccer team. My friend lives on a corner, a very busy corner, and we would do yard sales there. And you get a group of those regulars, and it's a very interesting group of people.
Oh yeah, of course.
Have you ever done a yard sale?
When I was a kid.
It's a very interesting, and on Staten Island, it's a very interesting group. There's the same people every time. You have instruments, you have this, you have that, and it's like, no, the thing could be $1. Can I have this for 50 cents?
Yeah.
And it's just, so and that's where I want to go to one and just say, do
Yeah.
you have any comics or toys? No? Okay, take care. And that's it.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been saying it to you. We just did a video. It came out yesterday. I went to a flea market, and one of the biggest flea markets on the East Coast, Elephant's Trunk Flea Market.
Was that?
It's in. It was on the way home from Terrificon.
Okay.
So we've been wanting to go there for years. It's the one they did Flea Market Flip. It's the one they go to.
Oh, okay.
So we stopped there, and as I always do when I stop, I'm like, I'm gonna find, I look at the comic books, and I'm flipping through the comics, and they all have moisture.
Oh no.
All of them have moisture across the top, and I'm saying to my wife, look at this, they're all filled with moisture, and you could see they were all starting to curl. So for however long, this guy's been in and out with the boxes, and they're just getting destroyed. And I was like, I'm not buying from outdoor flea markets anymore. But yard sales is different because it's only going to be there once.
Maybe.
So there you go. So go to yard sales. We always
Yard
say
sales.
dollar bins. Always search dollar bins.
Flea
You never know
markets.
Flea markets. See, that's what did I say I wanted to do this coming weekend? I want to go to flea market weekend.
Yeah. Well, you said like I said no.
Again, look at his chicken legs. That's it?
I got
you
one
got
more
more.
for you.
Oh,
Okay.
wait, is this the biggest thing?
Hey, what's with the? Oh, okay.
no.
By the way, I just like the DC bag.
Funny enough, that's the funny story.
That is nice.
People who know people. I got this from Evan Dorkin.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
He's a Staten Island guy.
Yeah.
And he's a comic book artist. You know him.
Huge, well-known
Milk
comic
and
book
cheese.
reader, Milk and Cheese,
Milk and Cheese.
Beast of Burden,
Used to come to
Mr. Burns.
JHU,
He comes.
Comic Book Jones.
Comic Jones all the
Yeah,
time.
he was all over the place. He worked for
Staten
Jim
Island
Hanley's
fixture.
forever. Yeah, so he was giving stuff away, and he happened to come up to me and was like, "I know you like this," and handed me
you
a
go.
DC bag. And
Nice.
So it's a close knit community on Staten Island.
DSI.
a bunch of inbred
We were
hillbillies.
at Terrificon, and you know who I run into at Terrificon? Keith.
Oh, of course.
Walking.
Yeah.
And he's, hey, John.
So I was trying to think like what figures to bring.
We literally just we're talking about this before you came. We filmed an episode, and Brian was looking at this at Main
think
Street.
I told
He
you
was
this
looking, and he was like,
yesterday.
I think I might. He thinks he might.
I
get
almost
that.
bought it.
There you go.
Yeah.
I came really close to buying that.
So yeah,
Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes and Timber.
And Timber.
We were just
G.I.
talking
Joe
about this.
Classified.
Really nice. They
You
are
selling
really
these at Jim
nice.
Hanley's or no?
No, they are way too expensive for us to sell them.
This is
Like
they're selling for
retail.
like $50 a pop. This one,
Yeah,
Yeah. That series,
and it is. It's by Hasbro.
what they're doing is great. Those figures look
yeah.
fantastic.
The regular carded figures, they bumped the price up on them. They were $20 pre-COVID, and now they're almost $30.
Yeah, yeah.
These are absolutely
You
beautiful.
know, so
figures.
for a small
Yeah.
shop like us to carry them, we'd have to charge like close to $50 for
Yeah.
a single carded figure, which no one in
one's-
their right
yeah,
mind's
no
gonna
one's
pay
buying
for.
50.
Right.
But these are nice. Where'd you pick this one up?
Funny enough, so you put the word out there that you're looking for stuff,
Right.
and people find
Yeah.
it for you. So sure enough, one of my friends, I said, "Hey, if you're out and about, keep an eye out for Joe's." I got a text message. Do you need this? Can I pay you on Wednesday? Yes.
You still looking for them?
Yeah.
Because Main Street had a ton.
Oh.
Had a whole entire
There we go.
section of them. It's in the video we did.
Yeah.
Like he had that
Destro.
one. He had Destro. He had almost all of them in the old room.
Yeah, he had Zaymot and Tomax.
I got them. Already.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. If you're still looking for them, take a trip out.
And I tell you,
Take a
this
trip
was
to
the
him.
one. The reason I was so close to buying this one was because when I was a kid, this was the Snake Eyes I didn't get. I had the original Snake Eyes. I never had the Ninja Snake Eyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
With the wolf. Never had that one.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great.
They did him justice.
That's a great.
Yeah, it looks really good. Really good. Hasbro's doing some great stuff.
Hopefully you have that displayed.
Oh yeah, no, I got all my Joes displayed. I went
till
crazy
all
during the shutdown. You know,
Buying
sitting
Joes?
home, buying Joes, buying comics.
That's what I did too. You see,
Had nothing else
so
to do.
before we close out, you can answer a question first because you're in the market. What do you see the comic industry doing right now? What's your take on the
Overall,
Yeah, we've been talking a lot
We've
about
been talking a lot about because we're seeing a
there's definitely
decline.
a decline in the comic book industry for sure. You know, pre-COVID, a lot of people were spec hunting,
Yeah.
and you had a lot of people depending on films, movies, etc., etc. And yeah, during COVID, that was all good and well, and comics were on a boom, and people were
Huge
literally going into their closets and digging out the Marvel
Yeah.
cards and being like, "Hey,
The
this
Marvel
is
cards.
$1,000."
The Marvel cards are ridiculous. I still can't believe how they went through
Right.
the roof.
I have a bunch
But-
of those, and I don't know.
They-
where
But
they
now
are.
everything's been on a dramatic decline because everything's literally price checking itself finally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Books that were $1,000 have now come down to, you know, 500.
it's funny. We were looking at one the other day. I actually sent it to Brian on Tuesday. Second appearance of Loki was selling in 2020 for like $800, and now it's dropped like 65%.
Yeah.
It's selling for like $100 and something dollars. That's ridiculous. How
Yeah. Again, I think what happened was this happened with baseball cards recently too. Was you had the speculation market,
but you had money
ramping
too.
up again.
There was
Yeah.
money in the
And
market.
Remember what happened in the '90s?
Yes.
With that, I mean, it
almost destroyed
the entire industry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The worst
It's
thing
a
is that you
dangerous
have
thing.
those people who come in and buy stuff and don't really care about it. I don't
No.
care
They
about
don't care about the comics
I
at
just
all.
want to make money, and I'm gonna.
Yeah.
And listen, like I always joke with Brian. How many people said I'm gonna pay for my kids' college with these X-Men number
Right,
ones?
exactly.
Oh, Spider-Man number one.
Or
I'm gonna
Death of Superman.
I'm gonna send my kids college, and
Right.
it just
Or the
it's
Legends of the Dark Knight #1 with all the different colors.
it never panned out, and now
I have all those.
they're speculating on older
They're
stuff.
worth nothing.
And anytime the one that gets me is the Scarlet Witch and Vision when they
Oh, yeah.
some of those characters the comics were dollar bins
Yeah,
constantly.
West Coast Avengers.
Yeah, that West Coast Avengers one
125 or whatever
was
it was.
that's one, and it's a series I collect, and I'm just piecing it together. It's like that one I can't find anyway because after that show, and it was $1
Yeah.
bin.
It was a quarter book. It was
100,
literally a quarter
and
book.
now it's like,
and then they showed the
wait
thing
a
with White
second.
Vision on,
And it went.
and that was it. The book spiked the next day. You
Well, that's
couldn't
what
find
we were
it.
talking about earlier. I just finished the Dazzler run, so I picked up the last issue of Dazzler that I needed, and now they
It
announced this
spiked
week.
because of this whole thing with
it's
so ridiculous.
Everyone's gonna be looking for Dazzler now
And the funny
because
thing is she's not even supposed to be in the movie. It was her and Rob Liefeld were having a conversation or something on Twitter.
right.
And someone picked up on it and was like, "Oh, she's going to be in the movie. She's going to show up." And that's it. Dazzler's first appearance went up. Her first
like
issue
that.
went up.
Like that.
Yeah.
Literally, I finished it this past
Good thing.
weekend. Right, we were at Main Street this weekend. I picked up the last issue I needed. The whole run is done. I've had the first appearance. I bought that on when it was out, and I was like, "Oh wait, Taylor Swift. Oh yeah, watch this now." And it went
And now he can aim all of his money at those Fantastic Four wall books.
number 2. Brian thinks I'm going to finish it. I don't think I'm ever going to finish it.
You'll do it. You can't help yourself.
I can't.
But I mean, overall, I feel like, yeah, the comic book industry, unfortunately, is on a dive. You know, good books are far and few between nowadays. You have a lot of garbage. Let's be honest. Let's call a spade a spade.
Yep.
You know, real talk. You have companies that are dependent upon films that their television and TV properties aren't pulling in what they pulled.
And they're not gonna.
They're not gonna, you know, and it's like now they're redirecting, and it's like the redirect to redirect to the redirect to the redirect, and it's like how many number ones of the same series can you
Like,
get
it's-
within
it
a
gets
year?
tiresome.
And it's this whole seasons mentality, but at the same time, it's like, whatever happened to loyalty to the fans? Whatever happened to continuation of a series?
It's money.
You have Fantastic Four started in 1961. Why aren't we in the thousands?
We should 100% should.
Why are we still in, you know, double digits, single digits?
Yeah, it was like
same
number
thing with
11,
Spider-Man.
right?
They're doing legacy numberings. You know, same thing with DC.
That's to please us.
They're doing these legacy numberings.
But at the end of the day, when everything falls apart, we'll be the only ones left.
Yeah,
We'll be the ones still buying.
Getting
We'll
it for
be the only ones still
$1
buying,
but
and
that's
people buying
it.
graphic novels.
But we'll be the ones left,
Yeah.
and the speculators will move on to the next thing, whatever
Right, of course.
it is, and we'll be left. And for us, for me, it's a great thing. For you as a collector, the store point of view, that's not a good thing.
No, it's not.
And you survived, JH. You survived the last one.
Yeah.
Because you 1983, right? Something like that, right?
Yeah.
Survived the decline last time. It was at this point on Staten Island, one of only 2 comic shops on Staten Island, right?
Yeah. And we survived COVID.
And we had, at one point, we had as many as what? Like
5,
Six.
6. I mean, when I moved out here in 2000, there was.
Oh, then I'm talking in the 90s.
least
We had,
5.
I think we had in the 90s at the most, we had 10.
Yeah.
All throughout the island. We had like 9 or 10 shops.
The only thing I can hope for is that if that, with what's happening with the comic industry, is that maybe it'll draw more attention to independent books and stuff like Image that just has new and interesting things.
Yeah, but how's it going to
Well,
do
Void
that?
Rivals
It is, but that's the thing is
you know.
it's that's what it's doing. It's driving not driving people, but it's steering people towards reading books outside their comfort zone.
Right, which is good, but I think to still have a healthy industry, you still need a healthy Marvel and a healthy
Right.
DC.
You have to.
Exactly.
Yeah, but they need to get their act together in a lot of ways.
But they're constantly being outsold by manga. Manga is
Oh, manga is huge. Manga is huge.
killing.
because again, a kid, like you said about Image when it first started, a kid can start the manga in on the ground floor.
Right.
Right.
They don't have to worry about 80 years of continuity or all the
You know, and then it
Stuff we talk
coalesces
about.
with the animes.
absolutely.
So
yeah.
it's like not only are you reading it, but you can watch it. Or you
I
can
can't
read
believe
it
how big they
digitally.
are.
You know what I mean? It's,
I really can't believe how
it's a digital market.
yeah.
They literally have simulcasts where the new episode of whatever Dragon Ball Z will show in Japan, and then the next day you can watch it in Japanese with translations in America.
I can't. Me personally, can't believe how big that is.
I still can't read them.
Because it's the other way, right?
Yeah, no, really, it's got to be what it's like to have dyslexia. Like I try to read the manga and I'm like, I can't follow the order. I can't do. Like people are like, oh no, it's this way and this way. Like, I can't do it.
Oh, so the comics are backwards, and I've never picked one up, and
It's like reading a Brian Michael Bendis book.
it's all over the place.
It's all over.
It's all over. Thanks for joining us, our first guest.
Thanks,
Glad it was you,
Couldn't
Gordon.
have had a better one. Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you. I'm
We
glad I could.
we end ours the same way every time.
Good.
Love what you collect.
Collect what you love.
Collect what you love.
I see.
Oh, I'm sorry. Want to do it again?
Sure, let's do
Go
it
ahead.
again. Love what you collect.
Collect what you love.
We'll see you next time.